Look, I know if you are listening to the Mindset Queen podcast, you've probably thought about starting your own podcast. Everyone reaches out to me and asks me, what do I use to record and publish my podcast? Well, the Mindset Queen podcast uses the Anchor app. Guys, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not like really big into technology, and I was using a lot of different tools on my Mac computer, and I had this audio recording system and all those things. And honestly, guys, it was a little complicated, especially with my travel schedule. I'm always on the go, and I like to record my podcast when I feel the most inspiration. And that's why the Anchor app has truly helped me to be able to record wherever I am, guys. And it is completely free. I can edit, trim, add music, all of those things in one place. And what's great about the Anchor app is that I get to put out all of my episodes in so many different places like Google Podcasts, the Anchor app, iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, and many more places. That's what makes it so incredible, is because my reach is broader. I'm able to impact and influence more people. And you know your girl is getting a bag for this, right? Yes, I am collecting my coins using the Anchor app, and you can too. Guys, go ahead and go to anchor.fm to get started right now.
The Mindset Queen.
Welcome to the Mindset Queen podcast, where you'll learn how to transform your life using the power of your mind. I'm your host, Jasmine Thomas. I'm a business and mindset coach for millennial women to enhance their self-worth and uplevel their net worth. I'm a product of generational poverty, but I made it out of those negative statistics and stereotypes using the power of my mind to manifest the life and business of my dreams. It's my mission to help you take charge of your life to live as the highest version of yourself. I am beyond honored to have you here. Now, here's to becoming your absolute best and empowered self. Enjoy the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Mindset Queen podcast. I am so excited today because I'm going to be sharing with you my top 3 marketing secrets for success in business. Yes, I am giving you some marketing secrets. And guys, these things can even work like if you are on your job, or if you just have a side hustle and haven't taken your business full time. I mean, these are personable things, right? Like, sales and marketing is an everyday thing that we don't realize that we're doing, but you do it all the time. So, for example, if you just purchased a brand new lip gloss. So this is for ladies. You got a new lip gloss and you find that you are able to keep it on all day long and it doesn't like smear. I mean, it's literally amazing. You're going to go tell your girlfriends all about it and you're going to say, you have to get this. It's the best thing. You're going to tell them all the reasons and you're going to say it with so much passion and love behind it that it's going to make them want to go get it. Guys, that's sales. That's marketing. And when they go get it, you've literally just closed the sale, but you did it for somebody else without even realizing that that was marketing. So that's exactly what it is. And if you aren't in business and you're kind of scared, like if you're one of those people who fear like going out there and putting things out on social media, or if you see someone at an event and you know that they could really be somebody good for your business, you heard them speak, they said something that could stand out, but you're fearful or nervous, don't be. because marketing, as far as pulling in the right people to be a part of your business and your community, are always around you. And you have to get used to just going out there and putting yourself in a position to be a magnet. That's all sales and marketing is, showing the love that you have for something and with such a passion. And you put your love and your passion in a package, and basically, you're trying to convince them to buy your passion. All right. And so, yes, I'm going to give you some strategies, but always remember that you are your marketing strategy. Okay. You, how you feel about your business, how much you care about it, the time you put into it, the mindset work that you do, that is going to reflect and show up in your business. People can feel when you are excited to talk to them. People can feel when you don't want to say a word to them or don't want to be bothered. They know the difference. So you just have to decide, okay, this is who I'm going to be, and your business is going to be a reflection of that. So always focus on being the highest version of yourself when you are working. I get it. Sometimes you're going to need time off and you may not feel like it, but do exactly what you can, what you need to do to be the highest version of yourself, because that's what's going to reflect back to you in your business. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys tip number 1. If you are taking some notes, be sure to catch all of these because, like I said, these can be used anywhere. Like if you are trying to convince your spouse to take you out somewhere, if you're trying to convince your boss for a raise, it does not matter what you are trying to do. You literally can use this for anything to basically attract exactly what you want and have the success that you believe is yours. All right, so here are my top 3 marketing secrets for success. Number 1, be yourself. And I really mean that. Like I don't mean it to be like cliche, but like I'm serious. Be yourself 100%. Use your own voice, right? When you start off in business or on your job, you probably feel like you're trying to be someone else, right? You might have this role model, someone you follow, maybe they're your coach or your mentor, and you're always thinking like, okay, what would they do? What do I see them doing online? What did they say in our last session? You have to truly find your own authentic voice. And your coach or mentor or whoever is working with you, like they can't be you and you can't be them. So use your own voice and find your own power. And if we're getting specific in business, make sure that you use the platforms you love to be able to market your business and where your clients hang out. Yes, I'm very serious about this and I'm going to dabble a little bit into social media, but I know this will have to be a whole nother podcast within itself. But make sure that you aren't using platforms just because they say you need to be on every single one. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to be on every single platform at all. That is exhausting. And that doesn't mean you can't put things on those platforms, but you have to know like what's the one you put the most energy in. Yes, I'm probably going to do a podcast episode all on Facebook because I am like a Facebook like guru, at least in my mind. That is where my businesses have seen the most success. And so that's where I hang out. Now, of course, I do have all the other platforms up, but I only put things on there periodically. It's not something I do 2, 3, 4 times a day just because they say that I should. I do what I feel is best, and you need to choose what you feel is best for you as you're being yourself and doing what feels right. And again, like I said, where your clients will hang out. Be very particular about that. Like you need to know exactly where they are. I'll be honest, my clients aren't really like Instagram people. I know that sounds weird. But like when I think of Instagram, I think of people who are more so like into, as far as women, into like certain visual appeal. And when they have that visual appeal, part of them I mean, don't get me wrong, that's great, but like my clients are more so just like me, basically. Like super, super focused. They're kind of more into words and they're more into making connections and being super friendly. Instagram, yeah, you can reply back to the comments, but it's really not that engaging, at least not for me. I mean, yes, Instagram stories are great. Twitter is cool too. YouTube, I love it. Of course, I'd use YouTube to do my videos and everything. But guys, like I'm trying to tell you, like for me, Facebook is where I find my tribe. That's exactly where they hang out. And you need to know your client avatar. So I have a whole set of articles on this. If you go to medium.com/at I am JL Thomas, I do have an article all about like how to find your tribe with tons of questions that you can deep dive into. So when you're building your client avatar, you need to decide who you want to work with, who you want to serve within your business or your side hustle, and how to bring them into your realm. And what I mean by that is like figuring out, okay, where they are, maybe even where they live, what is their lifestyle like, what are their problems that they're having in order for them to even come to you. What are the pain points that they have? What pleasures would they like to have in place of their problems or their pain? Those things are going to help you to be yourself even more, because typically your client avatar is someone who you were like maybe a year to 3 years ago, and you're helping them to overcome things that you've already successfully overcome. So just keep that in mind as you're being yourself. You need to make sure that you do what feels right for your platforms, what is helping you to be your authentic self. Don't try to jump into the game and try to be somebody else, because that just doesn't work at all. So when you are yourself, your clients will know it and they will feel it, and that's the most important thing. My second tip is keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Guys, I can't tell you how many times like I really didn't want to make a post. Number one, it was some of the time was because of fear, and I didn't want people to know certain things about me. Like recently, I just sent out a post about the fact that like I get coached all the time, and the fact that I go to counseling regularly, and I got so much feedback. I was so scared, guys, to do that because, yes, I'm a mindset coach. Yes, I'm a business coach, but y'all, I'm human, and I go through things in and out of my business, and sometimes I need help dealing with them. And so having those coaches and counselors to help me have really, really pushed my businesses and pushed my mindset. And now, guys, I can show up and help and talk to you all. But that vulnerable piece of showing up, even though I was afraid and fearful, I mean, the responses were overwhelming, and so many people were like, "Thank you so much, Jasmine, for just sharing this, with us. We need this reminder." Some people were asking me where I got counseling services from. And right now I'm actually trying betterhelp.com, and I'm really loving it because you get to message your counselor like it's kind of a 24/7 portal that you can message them as long as you're connected to internet. And you can basically just share what's going on if something's troubling you, and they respond. And you can even have, a 50-minute session a week. And I encourage that, and now the people who I was afraid they were going to, talk about me, but with it, I guess that's what it was. I don't know if it's just that I didn't want people to know my business. They literally were so happy that I shared that. So I just want to be very honest with you guys. When you show up, even when you're afraid, it pays off. It pays off so much. And even, guys, let's just say that you have a new idea that you want to like put out there, or you have a topic you want to do a Facebook Live on, or whatever it is, do it, right? Do it. I know you're like, oh my gosh, what if no one signs up for my program? What if no one likes the course? All I can tell you guys is that if you don't show up, you're going to miss out on something. And most certainly don't quit. And I don't mean don't quit on things that you know you need to let go of. I mean the thing that lights you up, that sets your soul on fire. Don't quit it, because you don't know what it could really turn into. Every day you are planting seeds. And as you plant seeds into what you are doing, you're basically going to have a harvest. Every day a seed is planted and it literally compounds every day. And sometimes you don't see it compounding. Just think about the penny. There is a book, and of course, if you guys know me, like, I'm an educator, so of course I'm going to bring up some books. But there's a book about like the penny and how it compounds over time and turns into like a huge amount of money. And I can't remember the exact amount, but it just goes to show you that, like, when you keep showing up, when you keep doing things, even when you don't want to, but you know it's the right thing to do, you are going to get a harvest. And with that belief, you are going to bring something beautiful to you. You have no idea what's on the other side of you being obedient and doing the thing that you know in your heart of hearts, that you know in your soul, that you know that God wants you to do. It's going to, like, quantify. And I know sometimes you're tired and you may not feel like it. And I'm not saying work yourself to the bone. No. I'm saying that when you may feel fatigued, but you decided to do something, commit 120%, and I promise it will pay off. All right, so the last thing that I recommend as a marketing secret is to rinse and repeat. That's exactly what I mean. Rinse and repeat. Honestly, guys, batch your content. A lot of people, whenever they are marketing in their businesses, they literally just want to, like, create something new every single day. No, that's not what works. I'm telling you. I know you want to create a new product every 5 days because you're on a creativity high. Like, I know exactly what that's like, literally. So, as you are rinsing and repeating, and yes, guys, I meant what I said that you can use these secrets anywhere in any area of life. Of course, I'm kind of narrowing it down to business, but you really can. If you continue to say the same thing over and over every single day, eventually somebody's going to budge. I mean, think about a kid, right? A kid that calls their mom's name every 5 seconds, like constantly, constantly, constantly. Even if she doesn't answer the first 15 times, by time 16 and 17 or whatever, she's going to eventually answer. That's exactly what happens with marketing. You have to keep repeating the same things. Of course, when I say rinse, that means you tidy it up. You might have to change it up a little bit, but it's basically the same piece of content that you are sharing with your audience. And whatever you are sharing specifically, of course, make sure it relates to them, that it can help them, that it shows that you have the solution to their problem and that you are just like them. That is going to pull them in. But what I'm saying is that you don't have to create something new. I would be completely transparent. A lot of the things that I use, especially for my primary business, are the exact same pieces of material. And I kid you not, like, when we get comments or messages, it's as though those people had never met us before. Because you are growing a following, you're growing more and more people. Even if you go out and you do marketing or you're at events, you are going to repeat the same things over and over so people will know what you do, what you stand out for, and nail down your niche. What do you do? How do you help people? And always use what works, okay? So if you know something works really, really well, continue to use that until it no longer works anymore, right? Don't go out and try to do a whole bunch of different things, because that's going to confuse you, honestly. And it's going to confuse your audience and who you're trying to sell to. Do the same thing over and over, especially if you know it works. So I'll give you some examples. For me, I know that, like, certain posts work at certain times of the day. I know that prompting questions within Facebook groups, things like that actually help get people more engaged. Those are the things that work for me. And you can use those same things yourself, especially if you are, into Facebook like I am, or whatever platform you're on. Use exactly what will make you the most successful. So, guys, I hope this episode was super helpful for you. I'm going to be giving out even more marketing secrets because I think that this is a really important aspect to help your business continue to grow. Or if you're even thinking about having a business, or, again, like I said, if there's something you really want, these are some ways that you can get it. Again, being yourself, keep showing up, rinse and repeat. So, guys, if you want to connect with me further, I would absolutely love for you guys to go ahead and follow me on social media. You will see all of my links in the description of this episode. Of course, as I've already said, I am hanging out on Facebook. And yes, I have a completely free Facebook group. It's called the Cheeseworthy Collective for Spiritually Aligned Entrepreneurs. And yep, I did start letting guys come into my group. Y'all, I was so nervous about it, but I felt right. I felt like so many guys were asking for my services. They were buying my books. They're reaching out. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let guys come in because, I mean, why wouldn't I? If they're benefiting from this, so the guys that are listening, yes, you are welcome to join with all of my ladies. We are going to focus on being aligned and successful within our businesses. So if you like this episode, go ahead, give me a heart if you are on SoundCloud, or rate this particular episode on iTunes. I would love to hear you guys' feedback, and thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I will be back with the next episode very soon.
The Mindset Queen.